Welcome back, class 7, to the online bio classes. We had already started the third chapter, that is Kingdom Classification, second part. Part 1 is already complete, and this is part 2, that is the second part of the third chapter, in which we are studying about the classification of invertebrates. Invertebrates are the animals, you remember, without a backbone. Animals that have the backbone are called vertebrates, and invertebrates are further divided into many phylums, like we studied the first one, that is Porifera. Then the next one today we are doing, that is Cnidaria. Then we have Platyhelminthes, then Mollusca, Nematoda, Annelida. So we will study one by one each one of them. Invertebrates, they make 97% of the entire animal kingdom. Insects are the largest among them, which has millions of species. Now, second one we are doing, that is Cnidaria. Cnidaria consists of animals which are mostly marine. Marine means found in the sea water. Means most of the animals which belongs to this group or this phylum, they are found in sea water. But some of them are freshwater. Freshwater means found in the rivers, lakes, pond. Like Hydra is a freshwater Cnidarian. The second point is their body is soft, almost translucent. Translucent means some light can pass through it, partially, not fully. If fully the light will pass through them, it is called transparent. And one end of their body contains an opening, like this one you can see here, opening is there called mouth, and it is surrounded by slender structure called tentacles. So this is the body of Hydra, which is attached to the substratum. These are called tentacles. It has poisonous cells called stinging cells, which helps to paralyze the prey. They are called nematoblast. In higher classes you have to study all this, okay? And this is the mouth-like opening is there, which is surrounded by a ring of tentacles which are slender, hair-like structures or filaments that contain poisonous tips. So one end of the body contains an opening called mouth. So this is the mouth part. It leads to a hollow body cavity. Inside the body, a hollow cavity is present. Cavity means an empty space is there. It is found in two different forms. These Cnidarians are present in two different forms. One is free floating. Free floating means they are not attached to the bottom of the sea floor or to the bottom of the ocean. The second one is attached, means fixed to the ocean floor. Means at the bottom of the ocean they are fixed, like here it is fixed. Now the next point is attached forms has a vase-like structure. Like this one is attached, it has a flower vase-like structure, as you can see. Okay, in which the flowers are there. The upper end is surrounded by tentacles. So these are the tentacles. And the free living form, like in jellyfish, as you can see jellyfish, what is the structure of jellyfish? Like this inverted bowl-like shape. Bowl, you know, bowl means like this in which we eat. So if inverted, it will be like this, and then it will have all the tentacles. The jellyfish, 8 arms will be there. Understood? So this is called inverted form. So it is free living form and it has inverted bowl-like shape. Example of such animals which belong to this free living form is jellyfish. And the one which is attached form, that is Hydra. Okay? So what are the characters of Cnidarians? They are mostly marine. Some of them, like Hydra, is freshwater. They have a soft, translucent body, and one end of their body contains an opening called mouth, which is surrounded by slender hair-like structures, which is called tentacles. And they have a hollow body cavity, means empty body cavity there. They are found in two different forms, free-floating and attached. The attached form has a vase-like structure, flower vase, and it is surrounded by tentacles, whereas the free-floating form, like jellyfish, has inverted bowl-like shape. So the shape is like inverted bowl. Next we have to study is Platyhelminthes. Okay, the next phylum you can see, Platyhelminthes, also known as flatworms. Now it means this consists of animals which are mostly parasites. Parasites means those organisms that live on or inside the body of other animals for their food as well as for shelter. Like the parasites which are found inside our body, inside the body of other animals, like tapeworm is a parasite. So it consists of the worms which have soft, flat, leaf-like, or you can say the tape-like bodies. Their bodies are soft, flat, leaf-like. That's why they are also called flatworms. Okay. Example: planaria, tapeworm, liver fluke. All these are flatworms or platyhelminthes. Then second one is they live as parasites. Parasites, just now I told you what is the definition. Means these live on the body of other animals for their food and shelter. They can live inside our body, that is human body, and other animals also, and some can live freely in the fresh water as well as in the sea water, both. Then they have hooks and suckers, as I can show you. Here is the diagram of magnified tapeworm. At the head of the tapeworm you can see the tip, these are the hooks, and this one is the sucker. So function of hooks and suckers are, it is present in their head around the mouth, and the function is to grip the host. Means if any host will be there, it will be attached to it. Grip means it will attach, to fix to it. Okay. And one opening for food intake as well as for the removal of waste. Means only one opening is there. Through that opening only, they have no separate opening for mouth as well as for the removal of waste. Only one opening through which they will take their food also, and from that opening only they will throw their waste also. Means both work will be done through that single opening. So such worms are called flatworms. Okay. So flatworms, what are the characters are there? At least 3-4 characters you can learn. They have soft, flat, ribbon-like or leaf-like bodies. They are also called flatworms, and they live as parasites. This is an important point. They can be found in the body of other animals as well as inside the human beings. Some can live freely in the fresh water as well as sea water, and they have hooks and suckers on their head through which they can grip their host body. Grip means they will attach with the host body to get food and shelter from them. They have only single opening or one opening through which they can take their food as well as throw their waste. And the examples are tapeworm, liver fluke, and planaria. So now the next one is nematoda or the roundworms. As the name says, roundworms means they have a body which is cylindrical in shape. So animals which belongs to nematoda have long, thin and cylindrical, unsegmented body. So next I will write nematoda. Next phylum, okay? So what is nematoda? Nematoda is the name of the group of animals in which the animals have a very long, thin, cylindrical body. So next phylum I will write there, nematoda or roundworms. Nematoda. The other name for nematoda is roundworms. They are also worms. They were flatworms. These are roundworms. Okay. The shape is roundworms. So what are the characters? The first character is they are animals or nematoda. The animals which belongs to nematoda, they have long, thin and cylindrical unsegmented body. Long, thin, cylindrical and unsegmented body means, I will explain that. Unsegmented body means body which is not divided into many segments or pieces. The pieces are not separate. Like if I draw a diagram here, okay, where the segments are not there. Just like earthworm has many segments on its body, the partitions like these lines are there. This one is absent. It's not present in roundworms. And you can see that their tips are also pointed. Thick in the middle and tips are pointed. So that is called, it tapers at both ends. T-A-P-E-R-S, tapers at both ends. The meaning of tapers at both ends means pointed at the tips, like here also and here also, in the front also, in the last part also. Okay. So first point is they have long, thin, cylindrical and unsegmented body which tapers at both ends, and that's why they are also called roundworms. They are also called round worms. Okay. Now next, number 2. They are mostly parasite. Just like flatworms are parasite, roundworms can also live inside our intestine, that is digestive tract of the human beings, as well as in the other herbivorous animals, that is grass eating animals. And some can live in the soil also. So they are parasites only, I will write. You will understand from here. Means they can live as a parasite in the body of other animals, like inside the digestive system of human beings, as well as in the herbivorous animals. Not only that, they can be found in the water also, in the soil also. Now next and the last point, they have a tube-like digestive system. Their digestive system, because this is their body like a tube shape, so their digestive system consists of a mouth at one end, like here at this side the mouth is there, anus will be present at the other end. It means they have mouth also, anus also. So mouth and anus is present on each end. Mouth and anus is present on either end, not each end. Either means if this end mouth is there, the other end will have the anus present. Means they have two separate openings in their body. For the intake of food, they have the mouth, and for the removal of waste, they have the separate anus through which they can remove their waste materials from their body. And examples are ascaris, that is roundworm, and hookworms. So two examples you can learn: roundworms, and second one is hookworms. This is also a parasite, the hookworms. So roundworms and hookworms are the two parasites. So what we studied in the nematoda, nematoda consists of animals that has a long, thin, cylindrical and unsegmented body which is pointed or tapers at both ends. The meaning of tapers is they are pointed at both ends, not flat at both ends. Okay. Number 2, they can live as a parasite inside the digestive system of human beings and other herbivorous, that is grass eating animals, as well as they can be found in the soil and water. Third one and the last characteristics, they have two different openings, like if they have mouth at one end, the anus will be present at the other end. And the last one, two examples, roundworms and hookworms. So next we have to do is Annelida, that is segmented worms. Okay. Okay, so next phylum you can see is Annelida, also known as segmented worms. Segmented means their body is divided into ring-like segments which are known as metameres. So first characteristics is they have long cylindrical body, just like the previous one, roundworms. They have long cylindrical body, and the body is divided into ring-like segments, which is called annuli, A-N-N-U-L-I. Suppose this one is a roundworm. If I am drawing, their body has many ring-like structures. Segments are there. These segments are called annuli, A-N-N-U-L-I. This, because of the presence of these ring-like segments, or because the segments are present on their body, they are also called segmented worms. Okay. Then next, the second point, they are mostly free living, means they are not attached to some substratum or to the ground. They are mostly free living and they are found in soil or water. Third one is the mouth is present at the tip, like suppose this is the tip of the body, then mouth will be there, and the other end of the body will have the anus. And they have bristle-like structure. Like if you take the earthworm, this is the earthworm, the lower surface, this surface is called underside. Here bristle-like structures are present on either side. These bristle-like structures are known as setae. Setae is present on the underside of their body, and they are just like their legs, which will help them to locomote, that is to move from one place to the other. And the examples are leeches and earthworms. Earthworms are quite commonly visible. You can see the earthworm, even the leech also nowadays in the rainy season. You can find the leeches. They are found in the bushy areas, as well as where the what we can say garbage and all is there. Leeches can develop. So you can see the leeches and their earthworms, particularly earthworms movement. You can see how they move from one place to other, and then you can notice their chaetae, which is present on the underside of their leaves, underside of their bodies. So today up to here only. After watching this video, you will like and comment your name in the comment section. Then next class or next day, we can continue with the other phylums like Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and then we'll have the vertebrates in the next class. And as homework, what you can write 3 characters of each phylum that you studied today, starting from Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, that is flatworms, roundworms, and Annelida. So all this, along with 2 examples also write of each phylum and 3 characters. That's it. That much will be the homework. Okay? Thank you.